So please tell me about your opinion. How, why, what made American people think that God made America? And then why America have to be the world police? And then why America had to go all over the world to change the country in the way that America wants them to be?
Actually, I think it really comes from insecurity and fear.
Fear?
Americans fear the world.
Why?
They always fear that somebody's going to come and invade America, attack America.
That's interesting. I don't think they think
Oh,
that
yes,
way.
they
Oh,
do.
yeah?
Oh, yes, they do. They're always, when you talk about other countries, do they like Americans? Or there's this old joke that we say in America. You look at tourists in Japan and always wearing Canadian flags in their backpacks or jackets. They're not Canadians, they're Americans. But they're afraid if they go out looking like Americans, they're going to be killed. People in America's a country of fear. Americans are afraid of many things. I challenge anyone on the net there, just look at world aircraft carrier charts. You know, the United States has how many aircraft carriers? 22.
Oh.
We have 11 attack carriers plus 11 helicopter carriers. Any other country, Russia has one, small one. Japan has, well, we have 3 or 4 in Japan. We're not supposed to say that. But Americans are so worried about being attacked. Now, I've lived in Japan 41 years. I look at America, it's a huge fortress. And when Americans...
But is it the only reason? I don't think so.
Yes, it's fear.
Fear.
And Americans want to make every country in the world like America. They don't realize this. But when they go in, they try and make people like America, the same kind of society, the same kind of thing. And
so they believe that if the whole country become like America,
there will be world peace.
Then the world peace will come.
But what they don't understand is to do that, you have to kill a lot of people.
Right.
And then you become...
And that's what they're busy doing right now.
That's right. And then you become the bad guy. Now, one thing, I mean, feminism started, there was a lot of inequality between men and women in America, and feminism is fine inside America.
Wait 1 second. You suddenly talk about the feminists.
But it's getting to international area.
Okay.
For example, people look at countries in the Middle East. They should do this, they should do that.
So I see. So
Right.
they pick the topic of women's rights or something.
Yes.
And then try to change the Middle East.
And the Middle East societies are 5,000 years old.
That's right. America is just 200 or something, but
Right.
Japan is very long, more than 2,600 something. But even more before, we have long history, and then it's maybe the oldest in the world. And then in the
If
middle,
you count Jomon era. Or something.
right, Jomon, including Jomon. But anyway, I admire the old history and tradition that each country has.
Right.
Because you can't build it in a day.
So,
You need thousands
and
of
you
years
can't go to
build.
countries and tell people change your
Right.
custom, your
Right.
social custom.
Right.
We have to get along with people as they are.
For example, Syria. Syria has 5,000 or more
Years of history.
Yes, more longer history, and then they have been actually living in peace. They have their own justice, which may not be
It's not
okay
like
for
in America, right.
but it doesn't matter because the Syria is another country. Syria is
Right.
not America. So Syria has Syria's own idea and culture and the way of view, and then value system, even though which might irritate some feminist people.
Yes.
But so what? It's part of their culture. And
this
then
another reason why Americans don't speak
cannot
other
afford-
languages very well.
Well, so English is called American in a way.
Right. And I speak 4, only 4: English, French, German, and Japanese.
Oh my God.
And but Americans don't trust me
Why?
because I speak other languages. I'm not very American. I found this to
Well,
be true.
I know many Americans who can speak Japanese and French very well.
But this is it's you have to be careful in America with that kind of thing.
Why?
Because speaking another language, you learn to think like other people. Americans don't like that. most Americans. See, I grew up in the Middle West. And you see, Rick, where I grew up, the Beatles were communist spies. When I was a kid, this is back in the 70s, 60s and 70s, the Beatles were a Kremlin plot to destroy American youth. This is where I grew up. In the Midwest, I was born in Chicago. I went to high school in Wisconsin. Very small town of 8,000 people. And there were a lot of cows. This is where I grew up. And so people's way of thinking was very, very conservative.
Okay.
And not at all understanding other countries, other cultures, or other languages.
Okay. So let's go to a conclusion. Okay. So why American? So do you remember my question? I forgot my question.
Yes. Well, I think what we're going for is Americans have to learn how to get along with other people.
That's right. Yes, that's what I asked.
America's becoming weaker. This is indisputable. This is known. And one thing I'll say to American people: look, Japan is your real friend in Asia, and Japanese still love America. They're disappointed in America, perhaps, but they still love America. America's getting weaker. You're going to need Japanese help in many things from now on. And instead of just saying, do this, do that, you have to say to people, well, what should we do? We have to have more of a group discussion between Japan, America, and other countries involved too.
Yeah, but that's ideal.
It's going to take time.
It's going to take time. I mean, well, the people are people anyway. So
Right.
you and I are good friends, so we can discuss and share the things together. But when we come to the government or nation issues, so the American government and the Japanese government come to the table together, they can't share anyway. So,
It's too much. I'm not involved directly, but I hear things.
Yeah, the government of America is always dictating and
Right.
then, please do this, do that, and do that. If you don't do it, you will be in danger. Or, whatever. Anyway, blackmailed and then also forced Japanese government to do what they want to do in Japan. So that is the only, well, not only, but that is the main reason that the Japanese government cannot, give a good government service to Japanese people. Usually, government of Japan stands for the Japanese citizen, right? Japanese people, but they can't now. They cannot really do any politics policy for their own Japanese people because. Uncle Sam is very busy pushing their own way or their own demands to Japan. What America wants Japan to do, what America wants Japan to be, and what America wants Japan to give to them.
And this is, I'm going to tell everyone here in the net, this is making resentment in Japan. People are starting to resent this. The Japanese government will say yes, 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 yes. But the people are getting upset. Why we have to do this? Why have to do like that? Japan is different. Why can't we Americans get along with Japan as Japan is?
Okay, so next we are going to dig into this conversation more detailedly. Stay, okay?